Construction Couch here. Today, I'm really excited to show you the finish to my shower valve. As you know, I installed a two-way shower valve diverter, and here's the plaster guard that's actually sitting in the, or was sitting in the shower. I've got my tiling done and everything's complete around there. So now I want to put my finishes on. What I've got here is the two-handle Times Square. Really love it in chrome. Again, I love chrome in my house. Don't necessarily love chrome on my bike. But anyways, long story short, Times Square chrome. Going to, because it's a two-way diverter, I got one going to the handheld Spectra shower, and I've got another one going to the Spectra Rain head shower. We're gonna get into both of these installs today. Okay, one thing I'd like to remind you guys with this two-way diverter, it does have some mini shutoffs inside here. When the lines are horizontal like this, they are open. When they are up and down, they are closed. So right now, that is closed. If I bump this, the hot supply will not go to the shower. So when you're gonna close this off, make sure you have it open. And if you don't have this right closed, this valve, you're bound to get some water on the other end. So just pay attention that it is shut off. Clockwise shuts it off, counterclockwise turns it on. And this is to go from one to the other. So that's gonna go to my handheld, that's gonna go to my rain shower. Now I've got this plaster cover or protector taken off, and the protectors removed from the handle stems. So here's our plastic plate now, and our escutcheons. Now, one thing to look at here is that there's these rubber rings in here. Make sure that they're correctly placed when installing this, because that's what prevents water from being able to leak in when it hits the escutcheon. So you'll see here that I'm gonna slide these through, making sure that the rubber ring stays exactly where I need it. I'm just gonna get them started a little bit and see how much they need to press in. Starting to look pretty good already. So now there's one more little face piece that I got to put on here that allows the finished trim to click into. So I'll go grab that and the 4 screws supplied, and we'll get those all locked in. That's looking really good. I've got it pressed in good. There's a foam gasket around this. And so no need to put a bead of silicone around there. It seems quite protected from water getting around it. If your tile job is kind of like in and out a little bit, maybe you would want a bead around this before you put your case on. Like I said, I'm sitting pretty flat. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's looking really nice. So next is these knobs, and like I said, you must make sure this is straight vertical. Now you've got these screw-in pins to hold the knob, and the handle will actually fasten into this little groove that's here when you run the Allen screw up. Okay, so here's where it gets a little tricky. When you're fitting these on, you have to get a piece of pipe that is the perfect amount threaded in the wall, but leaves just enough to thread this. So I had to buy 3 different lengths of this brass pipe threaded on both sides to finally come to this one. And you can see here that just through some dry fitting, I'm getting several turns on this. So basically I need to finish right like that. And then I'm gonna show you how to do that. Once you've got your right pipe selected, to use my tape, mega tape. And I always like to do 3 complete turns. So there's turn 2. And always thread Teflon tape or tape on in a clockwise manner. Then when you put it in, it's also getting spun clockwise, so it just keeps the tape on rather than it unraveling. So if you put it on backwards, it's just gonna unravel. Extra precaution, mega lock. Now, this is thread sealant that you go on after your Teflon tape. Now I like to go through the extra precaution of that setup because I'm not going to be able to peek at this unless I have a hole on the other side of the wall. Now in my design I do have the ability to open the wall up on the other side because that's just where my entertainment center is going, so there's some paneling in there that I can pull off and check it, but I would just rather use mega tape, mega lock, and know that it's all good. So once you got your pipe ready to go, you gotta gently get it started. And here's what's called an inside pipe wrench. I can't just grab onto the threads there and start locking down on it. So you have to use an inside pipe wrench, and it'll go in, and then this thing goes off kilter and locks in and allows you to spin that tight. That's looking really good. You can see I got a couple of nice, really good turns on that. I'm gonna shoot a flashlight in there just to double check that I can see everything looking really good. I'm just gonna dry fit this piece just to see if I've left myself enough to get it in. That's pretty good. So once I put some Teflon tape on it, it's probably gonna allow me to tighten it to like there. Nice and vertical here for the hose discharge. This bar I want on this side because like that, because I want my hose to swag down and around the valve and up. Probably could mount it this way, or you can mount it this way. What I'm gonna do is measure the center of this to the offset of this, get my two indicator lines, and then I'm gonna use a tile bit and drill through the tile to get to my wood blocking behind there. Sizing screws. I always recommend that you use screws that won't go all the way through the material. For instance, I have a 1/2 inch tile here. I have a 1/2 inch wall covering, which is plywood in this case. Then I used 1.5 inches of backing. So that's a total of 2.5. So I'm not gonna go, well, and then I'll see how far the screw goes into the holder of the shower bar, but I'm going to calculate it and make sure that the screw couldn't go all the way through the blocking. It's very important that you don't start poking screws through everywhere in your house because you may hit electrical and plumbing in those situations. So here's what I was talking about. These are the supplied screws. They're like 3 inches. But you can see when I go in, I'm definitely not going to go through the tile, through the drywall, and then through all the way through my blocking into anything that's behind there. So this is the perfect length screw for me. Ooh, that's nice. Nice and snug. So on the bar, they've got a hole at the top here so that you can do it exactly how I've done it. Mount the bottom one and then double check before you put the second one in. This is the configuration that I want. I got my laser center here. Now I just got to put a little mark exactly where the thing will go, or where the notch is through the hole here. And then the other one fits over top and I screw through the whole assembly. Perfect. For that personal spa experience, I'm installing an 11-inch Spectra Rain shower. Luxurious by design, this 11-inch rain shower delivers head to toe, full body coverage with a single heavy soaking spray. Use Teflon tape and wrap 3 rotations around the threads on the shower arm. Start back from the first thread with the tape. You can use this shower head on a wall or ceiling arm. I'm using a straight pipe for ceiling installation. What is great about a wall shower arm rough-in is if you have a wall shower arm, you could install a Spectra rain shower with any valve for a rain shower experience. After Teflon tape is on, I will coat the end of the shower arm over top of the tape with Megalock thread sealant. Thread sealant ensures a leak-free seal at the top of the drop ear elbow. I will carefully rotate the shower arm clockwise, feeling for smoothness in the turns. Be sure not to cross threads and keep going if it's hard to turn. Once hand tightened, I will use my inside pipe wrench to snug up into the fitting. I will slide the chrome pipe flange onto the shower arm. This is a stay tight pipe flange, so I don't require silicone to fix its position. Wrap the other end of the shower arm threading with tape clockwise 3 times. Stay back from the first threads. I will not use thread sealant on this end of the shower arm because it is messy looking, and there is a rubber seal in the shower head connection. There will be some of the tape exposed. This mega tape is great because it is gray and it blends in with the pipe. Start turning the rain shower head clockwise slowly until it engages with the shower arm threading. Once hand tightened, use a wrench to firmly tighten. Remove the plastic and it's time to test. I will run a shower for up to an hour, checking for leaks and testing so there is no future problems.